Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life because the Mets are really sucking the ball. Knocking those home runs over the wall. East side, west side, everybody's coming down to meet the METS Mets from New York town. All the butcher and the baker and the people on the streets, where do they go? To meet the Mets. All their hollering and cheering and they're jumping in their seats, where do they go? To meet the Mets. All the fans are true to the orange and blue, so hurry up and come on down, cause we got ourselves a ball from the Mets of New York town. Give 'em a yell, give 'em a hand, and let 'em know you're rooting and you stand. Come on and meet the Mets, meet the Mets. Step right up and meet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed you have the time of your life because the Mets are really sucking the ball. Knocking those home runs over the wall. The east side, west side, everybody's coming down to meet the METS Mets of New York town. Of New York town.
Hey, welcome everybody. This is CP Cards and Dice, and welcome to Tip Top Baseball TV. And we are bringing to you another presentation of our 2019 replay season. And it's Washington at Citi Field in New York. This is game 116, I believe. And the Mets are 4.5 games behind the Washington Nationals in second place. So this is a pennant race game. The Washington Nationals are managed by Dave Martinez, while the Mets are managed by Mickey Callaway. And we are right about to get started. It's going to be Marcus Stroman on the mound. He came over from Toronto at the beginning of August. He's he was 10-13 for the season. In the replay, Stroman is 7-10 with a 5.32 ERA, so has a pretty high ERA as compared to his actual ERA, almost two runs higher. And then it's going to be Steven Strasburg for the Nats, and we'll give you his information when it comes to that time. And let's do the lineups for the Nationals. It's going to be Trey Turner leading off at shortstop, followed by I can't remember his first name off the top of my head. Adam Eaton in right field, batting in the third hole is going to be the third baseman Anthony Rendon. There's going to be Juan Soto in the cleanup spot, playing left field. First baseman Matt Adams at first base, batting fifth. Batting sixth is Kurt Suzuki, the catcher. Batting seventh is the second baseman Brian Dozier. Batting eighth is Victor Robles, center fielder. And batting ninth is Strasburg. These are actual lineups. I use Replay Baseball PC game to kind of keep all my stats. And this is the World Series team. They make it, and they win the World Series. So they went a long way. And we're right about to get started. We're going to start rolling. And really the trick with Inside Pitch Baseball, that's what we're using today, is to know the dice you need to roll and get comfortable with that. Once you get comfortable with that, it flows very, very quickly. It's just a couple of things you do need to look at every so often. And that's the throw chart from the outfield. On hits to the outfield with runners on base, you're going to usually have to look at that unless you memorize it or have it in front of you somewhere. There's actually a playmat that Inside Pitch puts out that has that information on it. I got to get one of those. I got all the PDF stuff, so I didn't get that. I'm sure I'll find it somewhere. I'm gonna order a couple of more seasons. I'm into the 70s right now. I'm reading a couple of books. Big Hair and Plastic Grass. That's one book I'm reading. I'm reading another one called Dynamic, Bombastic, and Fantastic. It's all about the Oakland A's in the early 70s. You know, they were in the playoffs in 71, 72, 73, 74, and I believe 75 as well. So they had a early 70s dynasty. What a heck of a ball club they had there. for a bunch of years. And so I'm all into the early 70s now, even though that was a little bit before my time. I'm more of a late 70s guy. But that works, still works. And we're right about to get started, just trying to get a little bit of the sound effects going. All right, as you can see, I have all the dice on underneath here. I'm going to first start off from inside pitch. You go off the pitcher. You have the batter, and then you have the ballpark card. That's going to be on the side. And then you start off with the red. It's the column, and then the white is the row, and that's a 2-6 off Stroman. That's a walk plus. So you never want to see that because that's a 10. That's whatever the walk is. It's an 11 plus 10. That's 21. We roll a 15, so that's within the range. That's ball 4. And this is a guy you don't want on base. He's going to try to get a jump. An 11, he's a 6. 7, he's a 7. So he does not get a jump, luckily. But he can try again next batter. Once per batter. All right, it's Adam Eaton now, 4-3, and a 4-3 is a potential K, and a 17 will not be a K, so we're rolling off of Eaton. And the sound of the crowd is a little bit loud. Bring them down a little bit. Just down in the background, but not overdo it. All right, it's a 6-1, and that's going to be a ball that's driven in the gap, and that's going to split McNeil and Conforto, and that's going to roll to the wall. Turner, who's probably a 5, I don't see. Oh, he's only got 3, so I guess it's not about speed. The base running is not about speed. Okay, just keep that in mind. It has to do with the metrics of runs scored. And so he's a 3 and a double 2. It's going to be a double 2. Oh, I said, oh, he splits the outfield as Conforto, and Davis goes to left field, goes the opposite way for a double, drives one in the gap. And now let me look at that, see if we can score. I don't know that we can score on this double to left. It's going to be a -1, so that becomes a 2. J.D. Davis out there is going to be a 0, so it's, yeah, he's not going to score on that. He's not going to attempt. He's going to hold up with nobody out. All right, so second and third now. And it's the always dangerous Anthony Rendon. Here goes, pitch from Stroman, 3-3. It's a potential K, but a 13 will not be a K. So we're rolling off Rendon, a 4-4, and that's going to be a ground ball. Infield is back on this. So let's roll to see if the runner on second, the one runner is going to score. The runner on second, Eaton, let's see if he can beat this on his, oh, he does. So he's going to make it to third on this. Ground ball in the hole to Frazier. Frazier on one knee, gets back up, fires the first, and just gets Rendon by half a step. So a run scores, and Eaton is over to third base. So the Mets are down 1-0 already. Stroman doesn't seem to have a very good car. He has a bunch of Ks, but he has very few K pluses. And that's an issue because the K is just not enough, especially when we're rolling high like the way we are. All right, so let's keep going here. 1 out. We're on third. All right, 6-1. 6-1's range play ballpark. So range play ballpark. And we're going to have to re-roll. Range play ballpark. We will, and that's going to be probably a ground that's fielded 6-5. Star line 1, which is a ground ball to the first baseman. Eaton is going to hold up on it. He's a 3 on this. If he goes, we're throwing home. Actually, he's going to try to score. He is going to try to score. And we are going to roll the blue die. Put all this to the side. So 3 or better or less, he scores on this. We're going to try to, now we can decide to throw home or go for the shore out. And at 3 or less, we are going to go for the shore out. So he would have scored. So we did the right thing. We went for the shore out. And 2 outs now, 2-0. Nats. And it's Stroman against Adams, a 1-2, and that's a potential error. And it's a 2-2, and that's going to be a ball that's driven down the line. And it's going to roll around for a double for Adams, a 2-out double. So another base hit. Another base hit. And it could be an error as well, but it won't be an error because 19 is way too high for an error rating. No Mets outfielder has that high a rating in the outfield. It doesn't matter who it is. That's a lot of errors to be all the way at a 20 up there. That's like for a guy that played one game and played one game and made one error. That's the type of thing that is. I got some shadows going on, so I'm going to try to lighten this up just a little bit without throwing us off. To eliminate a little bit of the shadows, not too much. And I'm going to pull this away. There we go. I think that's about right. Close enough. All right. Kurt Suzuki now with a runner at second base. Kurt Suzuki. And here's the pitch from Stroman. Stroman's given up 2 hits, a walk, and allowed 2 runs. See if he can get out of this inning. 3-2, and that's going to be against a lefty. It's a potential home run, but it's a star line out against a righty, and Kurt Suzuki is a righty, so that's going to be a 4. That's chopped to short. Rosario waits back now, charges, fires the first, and gets Suzuki, and that retires the side. All right, bottom of the second, Mets. Steven Strasburg. Strasburg for the season. 2.89 ERA, 14-6 record. Against McNeil, batting .305 in the replay, 2.5. 2.5 is going to be wild, and we're doing it again. 6.3 is a K+, and that's a 9. That will be a strikeout. McNeil down swinging. Rosario batting second, 6.3. K+, 15. Strike 3. Back-to-back Ks. One more. Conforto, 6.4. Versus a lefty, that's a star line. And a 3's chopped to first, and that's Matt Adams. And taking himself, retires the side. 3 up, 3 down. Top of the second. Brian Dozier. 2-3 is a K, a 1 is a strikeout. So Dozier down swinging. Marcus Stroman strikes off the leadoff man and strikes out the leadoff man. Now it's Victor Robles. 3-3, that's a K13, and nope, won't be there. Off Robles, and that's a fly ball. Left field, Davis under it, makes the catch. Now it's Strasburg, 3-1. That's a potential K. 15 is a strikeout. That retires the side. 3 up, 3 down for Stroman. 2-0 Nats going to the bottom of the second. Pete Alonso leading it off. 4-3 is a potential K, and the 10 is a K. J.D. Davis is next. That's a 4-2. That's a double question mark, and a 7 on the question mark versus a righty. Nope. Gonna roll off Davis. That's a 2-2, and that's a ground ball past Turner into left. 1 out single for J.D. Davis. He's on at first, and it's Wilson Ramos. Ramos in our replays batting .272. Here's the pitch. That's a 3-2. Error on a potential grounder. Let's see what happens. Error on a grounder, 4-5. We're rolling 11, 4-5. It's going to be star line 2, which is a grounder to short. Trey Turner's a 7, so it may be a double play. We're going to roll here. We're going to see what we get. If it's very low, that's not going to be a double play. There's just no way. So 2 on Ramos, 0 there. I don't think that Dozier has a plus on there. No, he does not. So, yeah, no double play. And actually, that's going to beat the runner for sure. So it's going to be a fielder's choice. 6-4 fielder's choice for out number 2. The die rolls faster is higher than the runners. So it's very simple to learn this. And the runner was, I think it was J.D. Davis. And Davis is terrible. He's a 1. That was a 5, so it's way over. So that means it's a fielder's choice. So whenever the roll beats the runner, that means he doesn't go or he's out. Usually he doesn't go. Sometimes he's out. But it's pretty simple. But if the base runner beats the roll, then he usually advances. All right, so it's Todd Frazier with the runner first. That's a 3-6, and the 3-6 is a potential home run. We roll a 15, and versus a righty, nope, goes only up to 10. So that's too high. We're going to roll off Frazier, and that's a 5-4. And that's lined and caught by the shortstop Turner. Timed his lead perfectly, and that retires the side. L6. Go to top of the third. Now, there's a couple of projects that I'm kind of being pulled to, almost like a magnet. A couple of projects I'm being pulled to. One is a 71 replay of the Oakland A's. That's the first season they make the playoffs. That's the beginning of their dynasty. A precursor to the 72 season, and then the 73 World Series, but an alternative scenario with the Mets having Nolan Ryan. They never traded him away, so he's going to be in the rotation for 2 games, and I believe that they can easily defeat the Oakland A's with the year that Ryan had in 73. That's my prediction, but we have to see if it plays out. I'm going to use Replay Baseball for that. I got it all set up already. All right, Marcus Stroman versus Trey Turner. That's a 5-1, and that's a potential home run in a 12 versus a righty. Will be a potential home run. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll. That's a 12. Let's keep that there. Let's keep that there. So it's going to be a 10 or less. That ball's gone, and nope. So we're rolling off of Trey Turner's card. 3-1, and that's fly to deep center field. Conforto on the run. On track, makes the catch. One away. Adam Eaton. 3-1, that's a potential K. And an 11 is not a K, so we're going to roll off Eaton's card. That's a 6-6, and that's chopped to second. Panic. Whoops it to first to Alonso. Alonso scoops a little bit low to throw. Gets out of the dirt. Nice play. All right, and it's Rendon 3-1, and that's a potential K. And a 3 will be a strikeout. All right, we go to bottom half of the third. 2-0 Nats. It's a 4-2 double question mark. And versus a lefty, that's going to be a star line. That's Joe Panic. And everyone over the Mets lineup. It's chopped to first, Matt Adams. Keep on thinking of calling him Mike Adams. Matt Adams makes the play. And the Mets lineup, here in the third inning, McNeil leading off, Rosario batting second. Center field is Conforto batting third. Batting fourth is Pete Alonso. Batting fifth is J.D. Davis. Batting sixth is Wilson Ramos. Batting seventh is the Todd father, Todd Frazier. Batting eighth is Joe Panic. And batting ninth is Marcus Stroman. Stroman is up here in the bottom of the third. You read the red and then the white off the pitcher first, and that's a potential home run. And that's an 8, and versus a righty. Well, he hit no home run, so that doesn't matter. So we're going to roll off Stroman. And a snake eyes, that's chopped to second. Dozier charges it over to first. And then retires the side. We go top of the fourth. So this game is really moving along. This is a 4-6 range play. Just going to roll that green die, Juan Soto. Oh, wait. There's only 2 outs. Okay, so that was did I say it was a 4-6, 4-6, 4-6 is a range play at the ballpark. Here goes. So that's for McNeil. That's going to be a 4-1. And that may be a home run. That may be a home. Now it has 2 chances to drop in. So it's a home run to the pull side from McNeil, which is there. So is it going to drop in? It will drop in. So it's either a home run or he's not going to get there. It may drop in, may even be a double. Let's see if it's going to be a double. It will be a double if it's not a home run. Let's see if it's a home run first. So McNeil, I don't know that we rolled the 4-1. I don't know that we rolled the 20-sided die. I don't think I did. So on a roll of a 12 or less, the ball is gone, and he lifts one to deep right field. Back goes Eaton to the track to the wall. Gone. McNeil, 2-1. So brings the Mets within 1 run here in the bottom of the third on that 2-out home run. All right, it's a 3-1 now. Pitch to Rosario. And that's a 14, not a strikeout. So we're rolling off Rosario's card. That's a 1-5, and that's a ground ball past Dozier through the hole into right. Single for Rosario. We're going to try to get a lead for Rosario. That's a 17. Oh, we had a 4. Let's see. We had a 4, and that's going to be a lead. So we're going to roll for the last one was what, a 17? He's out at second. So I think I just rolled a 17. So that was so Rosario's thrown out, stealing. attempting to steal. It's going to be 2-6. All right. So it's Juan Soto, 2-1 ball game, top of the fourth. And it's 5-4. We're going to look at these pitchers, 24 and 25. That's how long they can go. We still should be good. 5-4. So a 5-4 is a walk plus, and an 18 will be a walk to Juan Soto. And let's see. We're not going to try to steal. We're not going to try to get the jump. 4-5. And that's a potential walk. A 15 will not be a walk. We're rolling off Matt Adams. That's a 4-3, and that's popped up right side. First baseman Alonso coming over in foul ground. And he makes the catch. 1 on, 1 out. Kurt Suzuki, pitch from Stroman. 6-2 is a potential K, and a 17 will not be a K. And it's a 4-5, and that's going to be line base hit to left. Soto stops at second. Dozier. Again, a 4-5. That's a potential walk, and an 8 will be a base on balls. The bases are loaded for Stroman now. We're going to check how many batters he's faced. He's really struggling for us. Now that we've come back a little bit here in the top of the fourth, he's loaded the bases with only 1 out, so the Mets are going to have to bring that infield in for Victor Robles. All right, here goes. That's a 4-3, and that's a potential K, and a 7 will be a strikeout. Huge strikeout. Goes a fastball by Victor Robles. 2 outs, and that brings up Strasburg. Never underestimate the pitchers. Bases loaded. 2-1 Nats. Mets are behind the Nats in the standings by 4.5 games, so they really need to take this series. That's going to be a 4-6. Is a range play. Uh-oh. That's not good. Range play, so that means we're going to roll it with the green guy. If it's a 6, it's an automatic hit. And it's a 3, so probably a ball that they can get to. It's going to be a 3-2 center fielder, and that's driven to center fielder. Conforto's out there. Hopefully Conforto's a 3 out there because he's not. We're cooked. And he's a 2 out there, so that ball's going to drop in for a single. Holy smokes. 2 outs, and Suzuki at second base. So Conforto kind of gets a bad jump on that ball. It drops in front of him. And let's see if Suzuki can score on this. He's a 1. He's a 1. There's 2 outs. Conforto, I believe, is a -2. So it's going to be a ball that's lined to center field, and Suzuki's going to hold up. So 1 run scores on this. It's 3-1. And now it's Turner. There's movement in the Met bullpen right now. Let's take a look at who is in there for the Mets in this game. Let's see. Let's go back one. Wow. Okay. So in this, you had Wilson and Robert Gazelman and Avilan. So you got. All right. So we got a couple. We got lefty and a righty out there. Wilson and Gazelman against Trey Turner. Let's see what happens. It's a 1-2. And that's a potential error. 15 will probably not be an error unless it's a hit. 6-2. Hooking away from Davis, and Davis runs it down, and that retires the side. So damage is minimized in that inning, luckily, because it could have been a whole lot worse. But a big hit by the pitcher. So never underestimate the pitcher, Strasburg. And it's going to be Michael Conforto leading it off. Here's the pitch, Michael Conforto. That's a 3-5, and that's a ballpark. So we're going to roll on the ballpark, and a 6-1 star line 5, which is a fly to left. So Conforto goes the opposite way, but lines 1 to Soto on left. Pete Alonso next. That's a 4-2 question mark and a 9. Double question mark and a 9 versus a righty is a roll off the batter card. And that's going to be a 4-5, and that's line base hit center field. So it's a line drive, frozen rope single, and played on a hop by Robles. Pete Alonso's on a first with 1 out. Next is J.D. Davis, pitch from Strasburg. 6-6, that's a home run, and that ball's gone. Mets have tied the ball game. J.D. Davis gets a hole 1, drives deep left field. Back goes Soto to the track, to the wall. Gone! 3-3. Mets tied it up. And the crowd's going nuts. JD Davis is happy about that. Top of the fifth. Bottom of the fourth, 1 out. Wilson Ramos, 2-6. That's a potential K. That is a K. Strike 3, 2 outs. And Todd Frazier. And that's 1-4, and that's a blank. So we're rolling off Frazier. So 1-5, and that's driven in the gap, and that's going to split Soto and Robles. Is going to roll to the wall, and Frazier, 2-out double. Throw comes in, not in time. Panic is next, and Panic is going to get, no, they're going to probably pinch hit. Let's see. So if Washington walks Panic to get 2, they're going to probably pinch hit for him right here. So Stroman has 19 batters faced. He can go 24, so he can still go. So we're going to hold off on. I'm going to pitch the Panic. Here's the pitch to from Strasburg, 3-4. And 3-4 is a K plus, and that is strike 3. So he blows a fastball by Panic, and that retires the side. But the Mets tie the ball game on a 2-run homer by J.D. Davis, and we go to the top of the fifth. It's going to be Eaton, Rendon, and Juan Soto. All right, 3-4. That's a potential K, and a 16 will not be a K. So it's off Adams' card, a 6-6, and that's chopped to second. Panic charges it, scoops and throws 1 away. Rendon next. It's a 3-6, and that's a potential K. 19 will not be a K. Wow, we're rolling really high on all the Ks. That's a 2-3, and that's line and caught by the shortstop Rosario. Right place at the right time for Rosario. So Rendon pulls one, hits it on the screws, but right at Rendon, and it's Juan Soto. That's 3-2. 3-2 is versus a lefty, is a home run. 11. That's a deep drive, and that ball is gone. McNeil just turned around, and looked up, got unloaded on that pitch, and the Nats have retaken the lead, 4-3. Matt Adams is next. That's a 6-6, and that's an error on the throw. It's a 2-6, and that's line base hit to right. So he pulls one, and it's cut off, and error on the throw. It could be, I believe, an error on the throw here. Let's see. ET single to right. 2-6 single. Single to right. Let me see. 2-6. Yes, single to right. Error on the throw, single to right. Yep, could be a throwing error, but we roll a 13, and there's no way that's an error. So it's going to be a 2-out single. And let's see. We've got Stroman's at 23. He's got one more batter to face before he becomes fatigued. And it's going to be Suzuki. 4-3 Nats, top of the fifth. Inside Pitch Baseball. Hey there, a couple of people. Salvador, long time no see, my friend. Good to see you. Philip Reynolds and Rick. Hello, Rick. No back-to-back, no hitters today. No, sir. That ain't going to happen. All right, so that's 2-2. Stroman. That's a blank on Stroman's card. So we're looking at Suzuki now. And that's a 41. And versus a lefty, that'd be a double. But otherwise, that's a ball that's lying in the gap, and Conforto gets to it, and that retires the side. All right, so the Nats have retaken the lead. They lead at 4-3 on the home run, the no-doubter home run by Juan Soto with 2 outs. And it's Marcus Stroman. We're going to get a pinch hitter for the Mets. And who is pinch hitting for the Mets at this time? Guillorme is hanging around. Lagares is still hanging around. Mets have made a bunch of changes here at the beginning of August. So Guillorme, the lefty's going to come in. He's going to pinch hit. And then we're going to bring in, let's see, we got Dozier coming up. We got some righties coming up. So we're going to bring Gazelman for the Mets on the pitching side. So this is, you're going to start seeing changes early. So this is going to slow down the game a lot. That's why I like the retro leagues. I like the early 70s. You don't get this happening a lot. Has been heavy late. Yeah, 160, 180 deliveries a day. Wow. Salvador America. All right, my brother. You are keeping America going. So as soon as I get my stimulus check, I'm going to stimulate inside pitch. I'm buying the 70 season, 71 season. I'm going to buy actually from 70 to 75. Those are the seasons I don't have in the early 70s. Because Rick recommended a book that I really like, Big Hair, Plastic Grass, Big Hair, Plastic Grass. And I'm reading another one that's about the Oakland A's in the early 70s, Bombastic, Fantastic, Dynastic. I don't remember what order those names are in. I think it's Dynastic, Bombastic, and Fantastic. I think that's the order of that book. So I'm reading those two books. I'm getting to the early 70s. And some of the realities were the orange baseball and the three-ball walk. Those were things that they did try out in the minor leagues and exhibition games. Major failures, but those were things that Charlie Finley was on board with. He was a wackadoodle. All right, so it's going to be the Army coming in to pinch hit. Let's get back to the game. Don't want this to last forever. Got other things to do. I'm going to watch the Andromeda Strain later. I'm going to download the Andromeda Strain from Prime. I watched The Parasite yesterday. That was a good movie. South Korean film. What an elegant culture those cultures are, but they're so in tune with their violent side. My God. They can go from being peaceful and kind of introspective to being like just slice and dice your fingers off. There's no kind of midway. All right, so Guillorme, Strasburg. And that's a 35, and that's going to be ballpark potential, 3-5. Yep. We roll on the ballpark and Citi Field. Let's see, a 3-1, and that's going to be lined to the left field. Soto racing in and gets there. It's Juan Soto. Flashing the leather. Takes a hit away from Guillorme, who went the opposite way. McNeil. That's a 6-3, and that's a K plus, 19. And it won't be a K, so that's a high enough roll to avoid the K. 6-1, that's a line base hit to left, played on the hop by Eaton. So a 1-out single. Tying run is on first. I'm going to try to get a lead, and 8 will not do it. Here's a pitch to Rosario, 5-2. That's a potential K. 18 will not be a K. And now it's a 4-4 off Rosario, and that's lifted to right. High fly. Eaton, a few steps back, settles under it, squeezes it for the out, gets it in quickly. McNeil back to first. So Michael Conforto now is big power hitting right fielder playing center field today for the Mets, lefty. And it's a 1-4, and that's going to be a star line. So we're rolling the yellow, a 5, there's a fly to left. Again, Conforto goes the opposite way. And that's a third out. Go top of the 6th. So it's going to be Gazelman. Let's grab the cards. I'm using the black and white PDFs. The reason I use black and white is because there's a lot of trades in modern baseball. Now for the early 70s, I'd probably use color. Color is beautiful, but with all the trades, I'd have like a lot of different colored cards, and that kind of, I don't know, it just grates on me a little bit. So that's why I use the black and white for more modern seasons. And let's see if we can find Gazelman here. It's in here somewhere. They don't stick after you go through the cards a little, a few times. They kind of pick up some of the natural oils from your hands, and then that kind of gives them a protective film, and they don't. Where's Gazelman? Let's see. They don't stick anymore. Now the last team I played was the Marlins. That's a team that Jacob deGrom pitched no-hitter against. And I cannot find Gazelman, so he may be with I may have stuck in there. Oh, there he is. Okay, I got him. So Gazelman's going to come in. Tell you a little bit about Gazelman. His replay stats, Gazelman, 3.72 ERA, 3-4, 1-loss record. In reality, Gazelman was 2-3 with a 4.66 ERA, so not too bad, not too far from reality, if you will. And Brian Dozier is going to lead it off for the Nats. All right, stay safe, Salvador. Take care, brother. All right, Gazelman against Dozier. All right, it's a 3-2, and that's going to be a K. And we're going to look. It's not a K because the 12 is too high, so off Dozier's card, a 4-4, and that's a fly ball to center. Cruising over is the center fielder Conforto. Settles under it, makes the catch. Robles, 1-3. And that's an error on a grounder. Potential error on a grounder. And a 5 may be an error on a grounder. We'll see what happens. Nope, but it's, oh, wait a second. 5-5 is off of Robles. Is going to be a ground ball to shortstop. And he may throw it away now. Let's see what happens. A 5, I believe it is going to be. Yep, he rushes it. Ground ball in the hole, gets to it, throws wild to first base, and that's going to evade Alonso. And that's going to allow Robles to go into second base. So it's a single and an error on the shortstop, Rosario. Rosario's a 7. I've already memorized that, so that's why I know. We rolled a 5. So that's going to put a runner on second base with 1 out. And Strasburg is going to – he's got a hit already, so he's going to sway 6-2, and that's a potential K of 13 is a strikeout. So Gazelman strikes out Strasburg, 2 outs, and it's Trey Turner. This guy's annoying. Batted .298, 19 home runs, 35 stolen bases. What a player this guy is. Holy smokes. Good defense. Decent defense. Trey Turner. That's a 6-3. 6-3 is a versus a lefty is a K. Versus a righty, it's off of Trey Turner's card. That's a 2-3, and that's going to be line base hit left field. That's going to score Robles. Let's see what Robles' numbers are. I can almost guarantee he's going to score, but you never know. Let's see. Robles is a 4. There's 2 outs. So that's a 5. And Davis is no effect there. So that's a 5. So we're going to have to roll. Let's see. With 2 outs, there may be a +1 to left. And it is a +1. So that's going to be an automatic score. So an RBI single by Trey Turner makes the score 5-3. That damn Trey Turner, I hate his guts. All right. I knew I should have maybe walked in and pitched to 279 hitting Adam Eaton. But then, that's not the discrepancy or the difference between those two is just not enough. So here's Gazelman to Eaton. And that's foul back twice. So 0-2 the count. That's a 4-2. And that's going to be a ballpark. We're rolling on the ballpark, City Field. And a 35 is a potential home run to the pull side. That's a ball that's potentially driven. We don't really know what's going to happen here. We're going to tell you right now it's not driven. So let's roll off Eaton 4-4, and that's going to be chopped to short. Rosario waits back now, charges, fires the first, and gets him by half a step. And guess what? Eaton doesn't think so. And he's talking to the first base coach, and the first base coach says, "You're crazy, amigo. You're out, no doubt." But they're going to look at it, and here comes the headphones come out. So everybody's still waiting on the field. This is going to be a delay here. They're looking at it. Let's take a look at it ourselves. And no, you can't tell from that angle. Let's look at another angle. And they're taking the headphones off, and he is out. All right, bottom of the 6th, Pete Alonso, Steven Strasburg. We're going to have to check the batter's face. Strasburg can go 25, and he's gone 21, so he's got a little bit more. Strasburg can go 25. He's got 22 now. 22 is wild. Let's roll that again. And it's a 45, and that's a ballpark. And a 3-1 is going to be a ball driven deep to left field. Soto back and on the track and makes the catch. So Alonso gave it a ride, but just did not carry. Strasburg to J.D. Davis, 3-4. That's a K+. And a 17 will not be. It is a strikeout. Back-to-back. Okay, 2 outs. Not back-to-back strikeouts, but he retires. He retires the first 2 men. And now it's Wilson Ramos on 3-3. That's a tired single. It's not tired yet. We're rolling off Ramos, 2-5. And that's a star line 6, which is a fly ball center field. Victor Robles races in, gets there, and that retires the side. We go to top of the 7th. So Gazelman is already out of batter's face, but we may just let him stay in there. Yep, he's going to pitch fatigued until he gives up a hit. He's going to face Rendon. Just don't feel like making the change right now. 5-6. That's a range play, ballpark. And that's a 4-3. 4-3 is a star line 6, and that's a fly to right. McNeil. There's no way McNeil is going to be a 4 out there. McNeil's a guy that just is learning the position, and he's going to be in right. He's a 2, so that's going to drop in there. And let me see, 4-3. Is it going to be? It could be a double. Let's see. 5 or 6, a double. No, falls in for a single. McNeil cuts it off, gets it in quickly to Panic. That's a leadoff single for Soto. For Rendon, Soto's up. All right, it's a 5-3 ball game. The Mets are in second place behind the Nats by 4.5 games. So it would be nice if they won this game. Now, my daughter, my wife, and my son were at. No, not my son. My cousin. They were all at this game. This was one of the greatest games. This was the Rip Shirt game when the Mets came up with 4 runs in the bottom of the 9th to beat the Nats, and Michael Conforto got the game-winning hit, and they tore his shirt off, and he did an interview with his shirt off. What is that? Hold on a second. Okay, somebody's cooking something, and that was the smoke alarm. It went off though. They turned it off. All right, Robert Gsellman versus Juan Soto with Rendon at first. We're going to try to get a lead for Rendon. That's a 1, so he does get a lead. Let's see if he steals. A 7 may be a stolen base. I mean, I don't even have to look at some of that. He's a 1, but it's a -1, so he does not get the lead. Look at that. I thought Rendon stole more bases. He only stole 5 bases. I think it was in earlier seasons where he had more stolen bases, but I double-checked and I found out he does not get the lead. So here's the pitch, 4-1 to Soto. That's going to be a range play, so we're going to do that thing again with the green die. And a 1 is going to be an out 2-2. And that's a ground ball to shortstop. Let's see if we can get a double play out of this. Juan Soto's going to be a 2, a 3, a 4, and we got a 3. So it's a 6-4-3 double play. So that's a 2-2. And range play was a 2-2 on Soto's card. Yep, 6-4-3 double play, 2 outs. And the leadoff single is erased. Matt Adams. So 1-3, potential error on a grounder. 17 won't be 2-6 off of Adams. That's line base hit to right. Bobbled to second by McNeil, but Adams does not have the speed to take advantage of that. So he's going to stay at first. 2-out single again. That's the second time Adams comes up with a 2-out single. And now it's Suzuki. And it's a 4-5, and that's a K, potential K, and a 4 will be a strikeout. And that retires the side. So Gsellman gets us through a couple of innings. That really helped out. Hugely. All right, so he'll be replaced. He's going to probably be pinch hit for. Strasburg now is to his limits, and we're going to bring in the guys who actually played in this game. Sean Doolittle pitched in this game. And who else? Let's take a peek at the actual box score. And it was Hudson, Daniel Hudson. I got him there. I have to go to Toronto for him. Played most of the season with Toronto. Finished the season with the Nats and did an amazing job for the Nats. But he's going to come in here in the bottom of the 7. Hudson. And Hudson can go 4. Let's see Strasburg. Look, I'd like him to go a little bit. Let me see if I can. He's gone 24. Okay, he still has another batter. So let me try to get him for another batter before I bring in a relief pitcher. Because it's still a little bit early. I want to just go with these 2 pitchers. I don't want to make a lot of changes. All right, so it's going to be Todd Frazier. That's a 3-2. 3-2 is an error, a potential error on a grounder. And that's a 6, so that may be an error. 6-4. 6-4 is a grounder to short. And a 6 may, I believe he's going to boot it. And he does boot it. Because it's a 7, so it's an E6. Frazier's on. Perfect. We got a guy on now. All right, Joe Panic. We're going to try hit and run. Don't do those very often. 5-1, and that's a walk plus. So that's a walk plus, so we're going to look at a versus a righty. It's going to be a 19 halved. So I guess we can have it to 9. Round down. I don't know if we round up, round down. I'm not sure. I don't care. I don't think that's going to make a big difference because we roll like 20. So it won't be a walk. So We're going to roll off of Panic 3-4, and that's going to be a ground ball, second base. Frazier on the +2 becomes a base runner of 5, and the roll here is a base runner of 6, but there's only one play, and that's the first. So that's going to be a 4-3 put out. But that gets that keeps the Mets out of the double play, and now we're going to bring in pinch hitter Lagares. Lagares is another one to pinch hit in this game. We still got Nito, and we probably have one more player. Probably have a bench of 4. I remember pretty well that the Mets carried a bench of 4. Now, Cano is out on the injured list. He was out on the injured list 3 times. So Lagares is going to come in. Let's see who the 4th guy on the bench is for the Mets. And the Altair. Altair is still on the bench. I can't wait to get rid of him. This really stinks. That's 150, I believe. Oh, Jeremiah was a bullfrog. This is a fun game, man. I'm sorry I'm playing really, really fast. But I may do like a tutorial game where I break it down to 3 parts, because when you play slow, I do like 3 innings, and I play slow, and then I do 3 innings, and I play slow, and like that. And then you can pick up and kind of go to each one and watch it at your leisure. So I did that with Deep Drive Baseball. Deep Drive Baseball is another game I highly recommend. That is definitely a diamond in the rough. I think that there's more, there's a little bit more publicity for Inside Pitch. It's been around a lot longer. Deep Drive Baseball is brand new, but it's a very sweet game. You get every player the whole season, $12 PDF only with that game, but it's well worth it. It's a blast. It's easy to play. It plays fast. It's got depth. It's got nuance. It's got detail. It's lovely. All right, Juan Lagares is going to pinch hit. 1 out. And on the okay, so Strasburg now is going to be fatigued. There's only 1 out. I want to get the 2 outs, and then I'll bring Daniel Hudson in. Let's see who's batting next inning. Yes. Okay, so I want to definitely get through this inning. So Strasburg is fatigued, but I'm going to play him fatigued because I want to. He's due up next inning, so that way I can bring Hudson in for the 8th, and then I can bring in Doolittle in for the 9th. That way I minimize how many changes I have to make. If I'm sometimes I'm in the mood to make a lot of changes when I'm, especially like in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th game. If it's a 4-game set, I already learned all the pitchers and I have them in my mind. So then I make changes a little bit quicker. But in the first game, I usually just try to feel it out, slow it up a little bit, not make as many changes. Juan Lagares. All right, Juan Lagares, Steven Strasburg versus Juan Lagares. So Lagares is the time run. It's 5-3 Nats. Remember that Replay Baseball is simming the whole season for me. And the Mets are in 2nd place, and there's a pennant race going on, and the Mets are 4.5 games behind the Nats. So the Mets would really like to get this game. All right, it's going to be a 2-2. That's a wild. An 8 will be a wild pitch. So that's going to send Frazier to 3rd. So Strasburg spikes one. And now it's Lagares. That's a 2-5, and that's going to be ground ball, first base. That's going to score a run. Matt Adams takes it himself. So Lagares goes the other way to make sure that run comes in. It's a 5-4 ball game now. The Mets have brought it within 1, and Strasburg to McNeil with 2 outs. Again, he's tired. 6-4 and versus a lefty. That's going to be a star line. You roll that for the star line on the pitcher's card. It's going to be ground ball, chopped to 2nd. Dozier charges it, fires to 1st, and they get McNeil by half a step. 4-3, and that retires the side. Mets come up with 1 run. And it's going to be a new pitcher now. It's going to be, let's see, do we have any, again, the bottom of the lineup. Who did the Mets play in this one? Mets bring in Wilson, who's a lefty. I'm not ready for a lefty yet. Gazelman, Wilson, Avilan, 2 lefties. They used 2 lefties in this game. I guess against Soto. They used lefties against Soto and Adams in the middle of that lineup. But I'm at the end of the lineup right now, the bottom of the lineup. So let's look and see who the Mets were using in the following game, and I'll use those righties just to stay, in line with what was going on and who they were using and all that. They used Lugo. Lugo's huge, and in a game like that, that's exactly who I want to bring in. Okay, so Lugo's probably my best reliever. So, and I'm going to get him. He can go 5. I like to get him to go these 2 innings. Let's see what happens. So Lugo is rested according to Replay Baseball. So that reminds me, sometimes you forget if you take time off between series and you don't remember if you use like the guy 3 times in a row. Well, Replay Baseball, tell me. I'll look in the bullpen. I'm using the Replay Baseball PC game, which is very, very helpful. It keeps track of everything for me. It helps me kind of align my brain as I'm jumping around, learning the rules, going through the cards, on and on and on. It's a little bit easier, lets me play a little bit faster because I know it's covered. It's got me covered. It tells me who the pitcher is, who the batter is. So Lugo's against Brian Dozier. Let's get a roll here off of Lugo's card. That's how you start. 6-2, and that's a potential walk. A 9 will be a walk. Dozier has a plentiful walk rating there, 14 and 16 versus righties. It's a 16. No, and an 18, excuse me. It's a base on ball, and Dozier has an attempt of a 1, and it's a -1 for Lugo, so he won't be running. But it's going to be Victor Robles now. And Victor Robles, he's going to just be swinging away. From Lugo, 3-2, and that's versus a lefty, it's a star line out. Versus a righty, it's a blank, so we're rolling off of Robles, a 1-2, and that's line base hit to center field. Dozier is a 5, so he's going to be going. Let me see. You know what? Let's see if he can get him to third base. I'm going to roll a green, the Oakland A's dice. Oh, my God. Okay, so he may be out of third base. So there goes Dozier. He's going to try to make it to third, and that's a 6. A 6 and a 2. A 6 says lead runner thrown out, 8-5. Great throw by Conforto. Holy smokes. Throws out Dozier, and on a 2, and then runner, if the trailing runner's BR is greater than or equal to the roll, he advances on the throw. So Robles is going to go to second on the throw to third. But they do get the first out, and Michael Conforto throws out. He was a -2, and he's a -2 on top of that. So it was what? It was Dozier's a 5, but it was a -2, and line to center. Hold on a second. I may not even go. Hold on a second. I forgot that. First and third, it's a -1. Yeah, I'm not going to go. I'm going to hold off on that. I'm going to hold off. So there's no throw out. I can't do that to the Washington. That just wouldn't be fair. I was not aware of the -2. I forgot all about the -2. Let me double check on the -2 off of Conforto's center field. Yep, he's a -2. Plus there's a -1 on the line drive to center field from going first to third. So I'm going to hold off on that because that brings it down to a 2, and it just was not worth it there. Especially making the third out, the first out at third base. So it's going to be the pitcher now, and this is where we're going to bring in a pinch hitter. Let's bring in a pinch hit for the Nats, first and second. And it's going to be a guy named Andrew Stevenson. I hope I have him in the deck. Andrew Stevenson, because he's not a guy who played. I think he had about 46 at-bats. He's towards the back end here. I put the pitchers towards the front and then the batters towards the back end. You get all the players. You just got to find them. Sometimes they're in the extra players. Sometimes they're in the if they played with another team. If most of their bats was with another team, they're with that other team. So I don't see Stevenson here, and I hate that because he's like a guy that I wanted to use since they used him in this game. Stevenson, let me see. Stevenson is probably in the fringe players because I think he played with one team, and that was with the Nats. So he won't be with anybody else. He's got to be with the fringe players, and I got the fringe players right down here. Let me take a quick peek. Let me go through this as well. Now, this is going to be all my pictures. Yeah. Oh, wait, I got them. Ooh, I got lucky. All right. I didn't pick up all the batters. That's what happened. I left some batters underneath the pitcher cards. Andrew Stevenson's a lefty. So he's going to pinch hit for Strasburg. And that's when I'm going to bring in Wilson. Oh, Lugo's going to go out. Let's see what Lugo's done so far. Lugo's faced 2 batters. Who's batting next, though? Let's see. Is he a lefty or a righty? Then I got Turner, righty, and then I got Eaton, a lefty. So I got 2 lefties coming up. You know what? I'm going to bring in Wilson. I'm going to bring in Wilson here. Wilson's a heck of a pitcher. He is a veteran, though. He's been around a while, but he had a great season. Had a 2.54 ERA and 39 innings pitched. But he's a specialist type guy, so he's going to pitch to 3 batters. That's it. The 2 lefties. So Wilson is coming in, replacing Lugo, who I would have liked to have kept in there, but I just need a lefty versus this guy, Stevenson. Although he's not graded or rated for lefties, but I just want a lefty facing him. All right, so it's going to be Justin Wilson versus the lefty Stevenson. And here's a pitch, first and second, nobody out. That's a 3-3. That's a potential K, and 3 is a strikeout. So Wilson strikes out Stevenson, the pinch hitter. And this brings us to Trey Turner. And it's a 3-6, and that's wild. 11 will be a wild pitch, so both runners advance. That's exactly what you didn't want. So Wilson spikes one. And now the infield is going to come in for the Mets. You know what? We are going to walk Trey Turner. Intentionally walk Trey Turner here. I'd rather pitch to go lefty-lefty versus Eaton with the bases loaded. Plus, it gives me lots of opportunities. Infield's in, so we can potentially get a double play here. All right, 6-3. And 6-3 is a range play. Okay, not exactly what we wanted. Range play. Not exactly what we wanted. Here goes. A 6 is an automatic hit. A 2 is probably an out. 3-5. 3-5 is a question mark versus a lefty. Question mark 8, which is going to be a fly ball center field. Now, this could be a sacrifice fly. Dozier is a 5. Conforto is a -2. So that would be a 3. But there's a whole bunch of things happening here. Hold on a second. So first we got to roll off. Got to try to get that 1. A 1 is an automatic sacrifice fly. We don't get it. Now, I don't know if we use the same roll. We could use the same roll, and that means he would score on the sacrifice fly. Because he beats so we can use that to just save rolls. So he doesn't get the automatic, but then we go automatically. You know what? I'm going to use a different roll because, all right, simply because then I could say, well, the roll is good, so I'm going to go. That would interfere with that. So, but I am going to go, and I knew that beforehand, and I could use that roll just for that reason, but just to kind of, I'm not always going to be sure I'm going to go, and I'm going to have to think about it. So let me think about it here. It's going to be a 3 or less. It's going to be on the throw chart, so that means I actually need to throw chart. So he could potentially be thrown out. He could potentially be thrown out. So it's going to be if roll is less or equal to. So he does not advance. So it's a fly ball to center field. He does not advance. And it's still 5-4. Bases are loaded, and now it's Rendon, the righty. So this is where we're going to go to. Let's see who the Mets are going to bring in here. We're going to go to. We already went to Lugo. We're going to go to Familia. We're going to go to Familia. That's the wrong pack. Let's take a look at Familia if he's tired. Nope, Familia's good. So Familia's going to come in. He's a righty. He's going to face Rendon. He had a horrible season, but hopefully he can get us out of this one batter. All we need is for him to pitch through this one guy. That's all I trust him for. And after that, I got to bring my other horrible reliever, Edwin Diaz, Nightmare City. There he is. So Familia's going to come in. Another change versus Rendon. Here goes. Bases loaded. So this is huge. Score is 5-4 here. Bases are loaded. You got Turner first. Robles at second. Then you got Dozier at third. Here goes. That's a 3-5. 3-5 is a walk plus. Exactly what you didn't want. It's an automatic base on balls, and that drives in a run. That forces in a run. And now it's Soto. Juan Soto. See what happens. That's a 4-2, and that's a walk plus. That's another automatic walk. Yeah, Familia sucks. 7-4. And now it's Adams. That's a 5-4. And that's an error on a potential error on a throw. A 20 won't be. 4-4. Star line 5. Ground is short. And Rosario over to first, and that retires the side. But Familia comes in and screws us up big time. Go to the bottom of the 8th, 7-4 Nats. And it's going to be Daniel Hudson coming in now. It's going to be Ahmed Rosario. Here's the pitch. 1-2 is a potential K, and a 12 is not a K, so we're rolling off of Rosario's card. 4-2. That's a fly ball at center. Victor Robles over. Settles under it, squeezes it, makes the catch. 1 out. 5-5. 5-5 is a potential error. 16 won't be an error. 3-4, very unusual. 3-4 is a fly to left. Soto. He's there. Catches about chest high on a liner. And Pete Alonso. That's a 4-1. That's a potential K. And a 3 is strike 3. And he blows one by Pete Alonso to retire the side. Doolittle's going to be next. So we're going to make sure we do that. And it's going to be Kurt Suzuki. Familia's still in there. Really sucks. He can go one more batter, then he becomes fatigued. Okay. Jerry Familia versus Kurt Suzuki. That's 5-4, and that's a potential error on a throw. And a 12, I doubt that's going to happen. 6-2. That's grounded to third. Frazier, long throw in time. Frazier's throwing is now as an 8, so nice play by the Todd father at third. 1 out. Brian Dozier now, I believe he's fatigued now. 4-4. That's a range play, ballpark. And it's a 4-3. 4-3 is going to be a star line 6, which is a fly to 8, and that's going to drop in there for a single. But it could be a double. And it is not. It's a 1-out single for Dozier. He's on at first. And now it's Victor Robles. I don't know where Victor Robles' card went. That vanished. All right. Let's see what happens. Where's Robles? Somehow he got under the last place batter. I don't know how that happened. Okay, so Robles is up. Right around first. 1 out. Familia is fatigued. I'm going to try to keep him in there. 1-6, and that's a walk plus. That's it. I know that's a third walk for Familia. He really sucks. All right, so let's grab somebody else here. He was the Mets closer in 2018, 2017, 2016, 2015, so props for that. Edwin Diaz is going to come in. He's another one. Another change. Edwin Diaz comes in. Runners on first and second. And it's the pitcher. So we're going to get a pinch hitter. And the pinch hitter for the Nats is going to be... it's Drupal Cabrera. It should be around. I don't think I even saw his Drupal Cabrera. I didn't see his Drupal Cabrera. But he should be here. You got to get him. He played with Texas, so his card is probably in Texas. And I'm not going to go chasing for that right now. So instead of that, who am I going to bring in? I got Gomes I could bring in. Just trying to avoid chasing after Jan Gomes. I can do Jan Gomes. Where's Howie Kendrick? He should be available as well. Let me see. Hold on a second. Let me see if. Why weren't they using Kendrick? So I'm gonna have to grab Cabrera because in the next game he's available. He plays in the next game. Let me go down to the next game. After this game. All right. Para. I saw Para. So the baby shark, Gerardo Para. It's going to come up there to bat, pinch hit for Hudson. A baby shark. Let's see. There he is. Gerardo Para. And then we're going to bring in Sean Doolittle. And I got him set up. Okay, good. All right, runs on first and second. And it's going to be Diaz, Edwin Diaz. He had a tremendous year with the Seattle Mariners in 2018. Came over to the Mets, and the Mets expected some more of the same and did not get anything near that. He allowed 15 home runs in the ninth inning, most by any reliever. All right, so Snake Eyes, and that's going to be a ballpark. It's a 4-3, and a 4-3 is a fly ball right. Fly ball right. And let's see if we can tag up on this. Let's see, fly ball to right, tagging up. Runner on second, less than 2 outs, roll 1d6. Base runner rating. And I know that Dozier's a 5, so. Oh, okay, so a 6. Oh, 6 and 6. Okay, so if I roll 2 6s, so I had to roll here. That would have been a 6 and a 1. Okay, because I rolled. All right, so then he does not get thrown out. 2 6s. All right, so that's going to be a fly to right. Nobody advances. 2 outs. And it's Trey Turner. This guy's been giving the Mets nightmares. Trey Turner on the season is batting .289. It's a 5.2, and that's going to be a K plus, and that turns it into an 18. That's a strikeout. All right, so Edwin Diaz does something good for us, and the Mets are down to their last 3 outs, bottom of the ninth, 7-4. Nats. If the Nats win this one, they're going to go up 5 to 5.5 games over the Mets. Mets are in second place. J.D. Davis. The new pitcher is going to be Doolittle. In some cases, the Mets really smacked Doolittle around in 2019. He had like a 6 ERA versus the Mets. So versus the Mets, he was called Do Nothing, not Doolittle. It's going to be J.D. Davis leading it off. That's a 2-6, and that's a potential K. And a 2 will be a strikeout. I don't even have to look. Wilson Ramos, the next one out. 4-1, that's a K, and a 6 will be a K because it's a +1 at Citi Field. Back-to-back strikeouts by Doolittle. The Mets are down to their last out, and it's Todd Father Frazier. There he is, 5-6. That's a potential hit by pitch. Todd Father 17, -3, 14, and nope. So we're going off the Todd Father. He fouls one back. Again off the Todd Father, 3-1. That's a fly ball, deep right field. Back goes Eaton to the track and makes the catch, and that's the ball game. So the Mets lose it. Nats win it. Strasburg gets the win, 15-6. Marcus Stroman takes the loss, 7-11. Doolittle gets his 30th save. Juan Soto is the MVP. The Nats improve their record to 66-49. The Mets drop one to 61-55. Mets fall to behind to 5.5 games behind the Nats. Let's look at the box score and point out anything that stands out. McNeil had 2 hits. Davis had 2 hits. RBI is 2 for Davis. Lagares had a had an RBI, a ground out. McNeil hit his 13th. J.D. Davis hit his 12th. Soto hit his 26th. Let's see. Lugo gave up 2 earned runs. Familia gave up 3 walks. And Strasburg went 7, gave up 3 runs on 7 hits. Then Hudson got a hold, his 10th, pitch 1 inning, no hit ball, and Doolittle 1 inning, no hit ball. So that's it, guys. That's so we're gonna have a series versus the Nats here. I need the Mets to win a couple of these games. Let's see who goes next. Let me exit out of this one, and it tells me I'm gonna play through the day very quickly. Schedule. Play through the day, and it'll take me to the next day, and then it'll tell me who's who. But I do got to get Asdrubal Cabrera out of the Rangers. All right, let me see who the pitching match. Okay, it's going to be Syndergaard versus Corbin. Syndergaard versus Corbin. Lefty versus righty. That's going to be interesting. So I'm going to set that up, and I'm going to let everybody go here. So I hope you enjoyed the presentation using Inside Pitch Baseball. And I'm going to grab Corbin real quick. He should have a pitcher batting card as well. For all the main starters in the National League who actually, start multiple, they start a full regular season, they do get a pitcher batting card. And if for everybody else, you get a pitcher's batting card, which works for me. I got no problem with that. Corbin, there's his pitcher batting card. Syndergaard, same. Syndergaard is going to have also a pitcher batting card as well. Syndergaard, there's his, that's his pitching card, and then his pitcher batting card. You're going to be right there. So I'm pretty much set up. I'm going to pop him in the back end there. And Corbin's going to go there. Corbin's going to go into here. And then I'm going to go adjust the lineups using the actual lineups. And Replay Baseball does all that for me, so I can get right to the game. It took me about 3 minutes to set up the game, and I can show you how quickly it is using Replay Baseball PC game. Seasons are about $25, $24, but I'm going to play this season multiple times, so I'm going to get my money's worth, that's for sure. And now let me see, Trey Turner. So it's usually, a lot of times, Trey Turner, Eaton, Rendon, Soto, it's Matt Adams, then it's Cabrera. So Suzuki's not there. Then it's going to be Robles. It's going to be Gomes. I can grab Gomes. It's going to be Patrick Corbin. So I got to grab Gomes very quickly here. And then I got to find Cabrera, who's probably with the Rangers, because he played most of the season with the Rangers. And then he came towards the end of the season with the Nats in the last 2 months. Let's see if we can find Gomes here quickly. There he is. All right, and for the Mets, so that's set up. I'm set up there for the Nats. Now I go to the Mets. It's going to be McNeil, Rosario, Alonso, J.D. Davis, batting cleanup, Ramos, Conforto, Todd Father, Lagares. The second baseman. McNeil's going to be at second base. And then we're going to do Syndergaard batting ninth. So that's it. Ready to roll. I just got to go grab that. I'm definitely not going to do that on camera. Hey, guys, take care. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for checking us out. And, Tabletop Baseball TV, CP Cards and Dice. Hope you enjoyed it. I will see you guys soon.